to her. She's going to introduce herself. And thank you so much.
Hello, Thomas. Are we working? Nice. Thank you. So I'm Heather Billings. I'm one of the waste reduction consultants that works on the RecyclingWorks program. So I spend more of my time out in the field working with businesses and institutions. And I just wanted to get kind of a feel for who's here. Are there businesses? Like food generating businesses? Okay. Farms? Nice. Service providers? A few? Couple service providers, consultants, okay, health officials, kind of state officials. I know a few. All right, who else? All right. Thanks. Yeah, just trying to. Nice, perfect. Thank you. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for inviting me to come and participate today and share information on the resources and assistance available through the RecyclingWorks program. I have a lot of slides. I can spend 20 minutes on each slide, so we're just going to go through them, and you can take what what speaks to you, and we can talk afterwards in more detail. So RecyclingWorks, as John introduced, is a Mass DEP-funded technical assistance program. It was started in advance of the 2014 commercial organic food waste ban to help businesses gear up for and find resources. So here's a list. Like John, never miss an opportunity to talk about waste bans. We've got the commercial food waste in the half a ton of food waste per week or more. Now, that's not on average. That is seasonal or event-based also. So if there's a large, so just kind of clarifying that, because the Cape, I grew up here, just being so seasonal, there are restaurants that would definitely be working in the summertime, and they would be subject to the ban. Textiles, mattresses, and box springs were new this past year. We still have cardboard and paper, glass, metal, and plastic, bottles, jars, jugs, and tubs, certain construction demolition materials, yard waste, white goods, tires, lead-acid batteries. The list goes on, and there's a link. So we work following the EPA wasted food scale for the prioritization of the wasted food actions we can take, going from donation, reduction, donation, feeding animals and composting, anaerobic digestion, and then away. So sending it down the drain, landfill, or incineration. Related to that is, there it goes. With the climate effects of food waste as well, there's energy, water, resources associated with the production of food, and when that is thrown away, that's a waste. So being able to reduce the carbon dioxide generated or greenhouse gases from source reduction is highest: donation, compost, anaerobic digestion. So what does a half a ton of food waste look like? At about 4-ish pounds per gallon, that works out to 4 64-gallon carts, or reducing that a little bit more to 8 32-gallon carts. And you think of a 32-gallon as the barrel that you might have in a typical kitchen. Fill that once a day, or half at lunch, half at dinner. That's the threshold. So just for a visual on that. And the most frequent response we get when talking about waste bans is, I really don't waste that much food. Okay. So we have an estimator tool on the RecyclingWorks website, which can provide information in probably a dozen sectors of different metrics. So if you know how many meals a full-service restaurant produces, multiply that by 1 pound per meal, you come out with how much food waste per week that is. It's an estimate. If there's reduction, donation techniques, it's going to be It could be less, depends on portion sizes, prep methods, but it's a place to start to get an idea about looking for opportunity to reduce waste and potentially be subject to the ban. Also, numbers of full-time equivalent employees, a percentage of waste disposed, and we can help with all that. So the way to get help is to contact the hotline or email for RecyclingWorks, and that will be answered by a staff member during the weekdays, and they'll point you to information that's on the website, give you a little bit of phone assistance. We have a hotline level technical service, a mini technical, and then we have the full technical assistance, which is an on-site or virtual walkthrough to look at the waste streams, talk about what the goals of the organization are to prevent, recover, and divert waste. That can include assisting with education and training, signage, bin placement. We can do a cost analysis. Someone was asking about the costs of food waste pickup. So we can do some trash math for if there's a quote on so many dollars per cart and convert that using the EPA conversion factors to approximately how many pounds per ton that is, because that's typically how trash is charged per ton. And if the trash is charged per pickup, we can do a volume to waste conversion on that and help try to figure out what the rates will be, and what it would take to right size the current hauling service to be able to transfer those savings over to the other programs of collecting food waste. We have best management practice guidance website also for source reduction, food donation, source separation, and contracting. And right now we're working on one for reusables in restaurants. So source reduction, as I mentioned, we can go on for 20 minutes on each of these. But this is really a way that businesses can do something right away. There's no cost to looking at your waste. Kind of just starting to track and look at setting up a bucket on the cutting station for prep and just seeing what goes in there. Could knife skills be improved to get some more product out of that material? Could it be used for something in another recipe? Could the recipes be changed? Portion sizes be reduced or changed? Let's say there's French fries coming back every day in large amounts. Could that be reduced by a little bit? So there's a lot of ideas on there. South in Boston, they were peeling their potatoes for their world famous French fries. And we talked to them about reducing food waste. They're like, hey, well, maybe we could just serve our French fries with the skins on. Saved $780 a year in reduced hauling costs because of leaving the skins on, and they taste awesome. Food donation also. Really excited to hear from the panel later so that we can support businesses as they look towards donating food that also may be being discarded. So when they're, again, looking at what's in their waste stream or in their source separated food waste, if there's perfectly good produce, maybe the bananas can be banana bread. I mean, it's just very simple, but if it's being discarded and it has another use, or it could have been donated, we're not talking about donating food that should be discarded. I want to be super clear about that. But edible, excess, unserved food, absolutely. And we have this, the poster has the check boxes on it because not every business has all the different types of food that could be donated, and not every organization or end site can collect all of those things. For example, perishable versus non-perishable or prepared foods. So the idea is to have a sign like this so that the staff can be aware of what the program is, who the food donation organization partner is, who on site would be the person to ask if there were questions about it. Let's say the pickup was late or there needed to be a change. So here's the map from the Mass DEP website of the sites accepting the diverted food material. There is still a gap on the Cape. However, there are service providers that are going all the way up to Provincetown. And one of them is here today, so thank you. We have a Find a Recycler tool also on the RecyclingWorks website. So you can plug in, I'm looking for someone to pick up my food scraps in Barnstable, and it's for pickup. And then hit search, and it will populate with a kind of a yellow pages list of service providers based on the zip code of the office. So it's wonderful for getting that contact information. So two things, it's populated by, the information is populated by the business, so it's not an endorsement of any particular service that's on there, but it's great for contact information, and also it's listed by closest zip code first. So look down a little bit, and there may be a service provider that could also service the area. It's just located a little farther away. The food scraps source separation guidance. So this is a lot, most of what we do here. Looking at where the material is going to go, if it's for animal feed, composting, or anaerobic digestion, like maybe it's on-site composting, maybe it's an on-site system, what can that take? What's acceptable, what's considered contamination? And we work with that information to generate the signage and the program and the training materials so that it fits all the way through from separating the material to hauling to processing smoothly. So setting up a prep station with either a Lexan type container, top left, or restaurant pans, having it right there as part of the prep makes it super easy for the peelings or whatever discards to be placed right in that. It doesn't need to be like a big barrel right there, but the small countertop container can be filled, and at the end of that prep time be taken over and consolidated in a cart or a barrel for pickup. So when we're going through our technical assistance, we kind of talk through those things, make some observations about what could happen, where are the bins being placed in the kitchen now? Is there a bin for recycling? Is there something for food scrap? And usually it's placed near the prep area and near the dishwash area. We also talk about good housekeeping practices, because one of the concerns that we get is it's going to cause a nuisance condition. Well, actually, no. The City of Cambridge just presented, was in this room actually, about how they set up their food waste collection program to actually reduce the rat population, because you figure the difference between a dumpster that has kind of the floppy tops and sometimes they're left open and it's just feeding ground for seagulls and anything else that wants to have a snack, as compared to a cart with a tight lid. So it can make the whole waste system cleaner by starting a food waste diversion program. We have signage that we can create a PDF customized for what the food establishment generates and what is accepted in their streams. And so the pictures and words can be changed, and it can be put in different languages.